Welcome back, dear friends. We tend to think of strategy as a behavior we engage in only when we're chasing a goal. However, are there any tricks to reprogram our mindset so that pursuing key goals becomes instinctive? In machine learning, such strategic embodiment reflects the transition from model development to model deployment. Integrating strategy as a default setting mirrors the usable format into which we export a machine learning model during its deployment phase. The subtle daily practices start with observation and pattern recognition, both in the world around you and within yourself. That's your format, which trains your vision to see events as systems and recognize cause and effect chains. Applied to people, this leads to social awareness, which further connects to composure and timing. Soon, this paves the way to focus, acclimatization to chaos, and foresight. After exporting it into a usable format, we wrap the model into an API, teaching it to communicate with the world, accept requests, and return predictions. Key parameters of an API include /predict, the endpoint name or receiver. Find the areas where you're most comfortable beginning your strategic embodiment, whether in self-mastery, career, or relationships. Post, we send data in the request body. Audit your own behavior and examine the bottlenecks that prevent you from reaching your daily goals, patterns, areas where your efforts get dispersed, and the zones of leverage. Features, the JSON key for input features. Focus on the excitement that comes from the journey rather than the destination. Just like shifting your mind from how your dream looks to why you're befriending a particular sport or activity, whether for solitude, social connection, or networking. Before deployment, we place our model in a container, providing it with a safe habitat. Allowing it to run anywhere, the Docker container includes the API plus model plus dependencies. Think of the API as how we position ourselves toward the world. To develop a strategic mindset, prioritize being at ease rather than admired, as Baltasar Gracian advises. The model implies the daily tactics through which we rewire our brain and habits to make strategy our default setting. As Robert Greene suggests, our mind is our best weapon, so keep it sharp and ready. As for dependencies, we can follow Richard Rumelt's suggestions for our periodic self-audit. The rules we impose on ourselves, our ability to make choices, our coherent action, and our focus on detecting obstacles others overlook. Deployment then pushes the container to the cloud, making it accessible. In this phase, the service name becomes the incentive through which we reframe our new habit. The region is the area of life we address. Scaling refers to the sense of proportion that allows us to build on clarity instead of tension. And the environment variables represent the contextual factors that train our brain to recognize opportunities. Deployed models demand monitoring and scaling. To ensure everything runs smoothly, we focus on recording requests, errors, and latency. Monitoring requires watching metrics such as CPU usage, response time, and prediction distribution. CPU usage relates to the model's reliability versus its energy consumption. We must declutter activities and emotions that drain performance. Addressing energy consumption means learning to say no and refraining from impulsive action. Response time describes how long the model takes to respond to a user request. In life, response time teaches us patience and the art of detachment. As Robert Greene reminds us, we are tested by how we react when our plans fall apart. Prediction distribution points back to issues we explored in earlier lessons, such as overfitting and underfitting. Are we caught in a constant chase for apparent opportunities that never materialize, or have we grown too cynical to even try? Monitoring also requires auto-scaling to handle spikes in requests, just like managing moments of tension. Baltasar Gracian teaches us that our actions should be governed by plan, not impulse, while Robert Greene warns that emotional pitfalls are the greatest threat to mastery. Though deployed, models must still be versioned and updated, just as our strategic lifestyle evolves from micro-habits to major goals. To set the pace for strategy as a default setting, begin each morning by identifying the domino piece, the single decision or action that could improve the course of your entire day. To train a strategic mindset, end your evenings by reflecting on what you managed to anticipate correctly. Weekly, or even more often, review which events you noticed repeating 3 times. Once strategy becomes your programming, you can shift focus toward opportunity detection and goal formulation. Rewiring your brain to function with a strategic outlook requires a lifestyle change, what machine learning calls a pipeline, a structured workflow where repetitive tasks, such as data cleaning, can be automated. Typical stages include data collection, pre-processing, feature engineering, transformation, model training, testing, hyperparameter tuning, handling class imbalance, evaluation, deployment, and monitoring. Automation reduces human error and speeds up deployment, preparing a model for real-world application. Processes that require judgment, like feature engineering, metric choice, or deployment thresholds, still benefit from human oversight. That's where our brutal self-audit, coherent action, boundaries, and non-negotiable values come in, together with our unique purpose and its goals. Nevertheless, a crucial area for discernment is learning to refocus on the body, especially in tense moments, to calm the nervous system and make decisions with clarity. Pipelines are flexible, their sequence and composition can be tailored to the project's needs. It's up to us to choose where to begin, the areas we're most comfortable with, the habits easiest to refine, and the tactics that, at some point, start feeling natural to implement.